Hello. Happy Thursday afternoon to you and my weekly Facebook Live. Today I'm doing something entirely and totally different to what I normally do. I usually come prepared with a project. I know what I'm going to do, all the measurements, all the cardstock prepared, everything prepared. But today I wanted to show you how I put stamps and dies together when I buy them. These are two brand new ones coming in the mini catalogue in January. I wanted to show you how I do that, and also to make a quick card with it once we've got them all put together. So consequently, because I haven't put the stamp together yet, I can't show you the card already made that I'm going to make. So this is a red rubber stamp, and they come also cling. It's a clear cling stamp, and they come with waxy paper on the back of them. You just pop them out of the red rubber like that. They're all die cut ready to go, but you just got to break off the little perforations to pull them all out. And then, now I'm doing this exactly as the instructions are on the inside of the box as to how you put your stamps together when you get your stamps, okay? So pulling this all apart, right. I always keep this, you don't have to, but I keep it because that way it helps me know if I've got any stamps missing. Then you have to peel off all of the backing pieces off each of the stamps, and that exposes the foamy backing of the rubber. Okay, now some people like to use the stamps just like that because they can stick onto the blocks like that, but I really need to see the images, so I always put the stickers onto the back of all my stamps. Okay, so that's all of the backing done. Just toss that in the bin. All right, and then this is your sticker sheet. You can see the images up this way. On the other side, on the sticker sheet, there are cuts in every single sticker in the center. So you don't pick it up from the side, you pick it up from the center. That's the easiest way to do it. I'm going to pull both of them off there. And then it is good to do this on a desk, on a nice flat surface, so that you do it correctly. And then you just line up the image exactly over the top of where the sticker is. And you've also got the little outline to guide you as well. Okay, so just line that up with the outline on the sticker sheet, pop it on. It's really very strong adhesive. You only usually have one go, that's it. Once it's stuck on, it's stuck. Okay, and then I put it back into my stamp set so that I can see where it belongs and if my stamps are missing. So once again, I'm folding over my paper and finding that middle dividing line, pop that on my desk, get my image. So it looks exactly the same as that image there on the sticker. Line it up with the outline and pop it, stick, and peel it off. And then I've got my clear cling sticker on the back of my stamp. All right, I've only got a few more to go. And this one here, line that up really well there. Ooh. As I said, once you've got it down, it's really hard to peel it off. There we are, that one goes in there. And then the words. Now you do have to be careful you get these words the right way around. I have, in the past, occasionally got one upside down, so it does take a little bit of care just to make sure you can see exactly how the images line up together. That's the reverse, this is the reverse, and pop it straight over the top. Excuse me. And then pop that in my box. And then this one here, you can see the perforation there. Pull that up. So best birthday wishes. Now, can you see how it would be easy to stick this one onto that sticker there, but you have to look very carefully to make sure you've got it the right way around. Okay, so best birthday wishes. I'm putting it back down on the flat surface. And stick that on, and where's my dividing line? This one's a dividing line lengthways. And I've got my congratulations. Put that over there. And then, last one, thank you, I think it says, or sending thanks. So, making sure it lines up exactly. And then my stamp set is ready to go. And then this stamp set here comes with coordinating dies. So the Stippled Rose dies. And it comes in the packet. Now some people do like to put their dies inside their stamps and store them together. That way they're always together. But I prefer not to do that because sometimes I like to use dies independently of stamps, especially when they've got lovely leafy images like that. I could use that on anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be used with the Stippled Rose stamp set. So I do keep my dies inside the little pockets that they come with. But it is a great idea to store them together if you like to use them together. And they come with sticky tape, 2 strips of sticky tape, and all the dies are on there. So I peel them off quite carefully. Always bend the cardstock. I'm going to put them in the same layout so that I can remember which way they go. Bend the cardstock, not the dies. You don't want your dies to be bent. Okay. Is that one? Did they both fit inside there? There we go. And then, so you've got the outline images there for the stamped ones and a few extra little bits and pieces on these dies. Alright, so on my piece of cardstock then, I buy from the cheapie shop, this is just magnetic sheet. And these actually come with a self-adhesive backing. So just pull that out. They're just from any old cheapie shop usually in the craft section. And to preserve them and to be a little bit more economical, I usually chop these up into quarters, okay? So I'm just cutting them up with my scissors. And in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter if it's particularly neat or perfect or anything. It's there to do a job for me, okay? And I stick that, peel off the back, stick that right over the top of where the sticky tape is on my cardstock. There we go. As I said, it doesn't look particularly glamorous or anything, but it does a job for me in that it keeps all of my dies together. I know exactly where they are. And that's a great way to store them. The other thing I do is I pop them in here with the card that comes, the labels that it comes with. But I use my trusty little label maker I used to use when the children were in school. Still got it, no children in school anymore, but it's a fantastic little machine. So I look at the title and type in on my machine, Stippled, P-P-L-E-D, Roses, D-I-E-S. I have been known to spell things incorrectly too sometimes, which is very funny, but it does a job for me. So it's a useful tool and it helps me keep things organized and I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got my Stippled Roses dies. That's the label of my dies so that I know what they're called. And Stampin' Up magically these days call the coordinating stamp set and the dies by exactly the same name, which is truly fantastic. The other amazing thing that I love on the labels for our dies is down the very bottom it says quantity and there's a number there that says 8. So clear, where's clear? Down there, clear, okay. I'm going to type 8 pieces. Oh, P-I-E-C-E-S. That way, when I go to packing them away, because I use them with other people and in classes and stuff, I can quickly go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I know that I've got all of my dies there. It helps me to know exactly what I'm doing and keeps me organized. Okay, so peel the backing off my little label maker there. So it's not a very expensive label maker or anything, and it's pretty old. What I have discovered, as I said, it's pretty old, is that when they look like they're running out of ink, it's not actually ink they're running out of, it's battery power. So I don't know what they use for ink. So there you go, my Stippled Roses dies and my Stippled Roses stamp set. That's how I put them together. So now let's make something with them. Oh, what I was going to show you before I do that is that this year in the Sale-a-bration catalogue, which is coming out exactly the same time as the mini catalogue, let me show you. These two arrived in my letterbox today, so I actually have not opened them. That's pretty exciting. I can't show you inside them yet, not until they go live on the 4th of January. But when you purchase the Stippled Rose bundle, there is a coordinating set of designer series paper. I'm just going to check the price for you and see if it qualifies automatically. Let me see if I can find it. Stippled Roses. Yes, so the bundle in Australia is $94, which means you automatically qualify for free paper, because every $90 you spend will get you a free Sale-a-bration item. Okay, so I thought I'd use them all together. And let me show you the paper. This is the paper. It uses wild wheat and pool party, and it's got some lovely textural sort of images as well as floral, calypso coral. This one is pebbled path and white, would be great to colour in. It's a linen-y sort of look with the pool party there, and more wild wheat. Sort of a canvas look, I guess. Pebble path, calypso coral, and then more flowers and a cementy look. Okay, so I thought I would make, as I said, a very simple card. My background is going to be this one. I think that's my favourite, the linen cardstock. Rightio. So I'll start putting all my cardstock together, and then we'll make the card. So I'm going to make the card base out of this piece of real red, because I thought I'd make red roses. So I thought I'd use real red for that. And this one is 21 centimeters, so I'll just cut it at 14.5. That way I can do the maths really, really easily. I'll score it in half as well. 10.5. So there's my standard card base. My card front is 10.5 by 14.5. So my next layer, I'm going to do an early espresso, because I'm going to stamp my image in early espresso, and I'm going to do that 10 by 14. Alright, so that's going to be my next layer on the front of my card. There we are. Actually, and I might do that for the for the inside of my card, I'm going to do 10 by, oh, that was 10, wasn't it? 10 by 8. Was that 10? No, I haven't done that right at all. I'll do 8 by 10. That way I know what I'm doing. 8 by 10. And then for the inside, a piece of white, this will be 7.5 by 9.5. Okay, so there's the inside of my card done. All right, 0.5 centimetre smaller all the way around. Front of the card, and I do want to add some of this lovely linen piece. So my early espresso piece was 10 by 14. So the next layer down, I'm going to do 9.5 by 13.5. What's on the back of that? Here we go. So there's my pool party linen background, my real red card base and early espresso there. And I might just do another tiny little piece of this to go on the inside of my card. 2 by, what was it, 7.5. 2 by 7.5. There we are. Okay. So there's my basic cardstock. Next I need a piece to stamp. And as I'm using Early Espresso cardstock, I'm going to stamp my rose with Early Espresso ink. I actually like using Early Espresso in preference to black. I just find it not as stark a colour. So let's stamp up our image. Sometimes when you've got brand new stamps, it actually pays to give them a bit of a clean with your chamois, just in case there is any residue from the factory manufacturing. So if you give it a bit of a clean like that, an ink and a clean, it might take up ink a bit better. Okay, so there's my stippled rose. I'll stick that there. This is for the front of my card. There we go. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Now I've got an extra tiny little rose here in my stamp set as well, which I might use to stamp. Oh, give this one a bit of a clean too. Stamp for the inside of my card on this little scrap here. So I'm just going to stamp a rose up there and a rose there. There we go. And the last bit of stamping I'm going to do is best birthday wishes on one of the little scraps of white. I get my little best birthday wishes. There we go. All right. Close up my ink pad so I don't make a mess. Actually, I might just keep this here just in case. So I've got some stamping blends to do my colouring in. And as I'm using a real red card base, I've got real red, I'm pretty sure one of these is real red pear, and I've also got Poppy Parade as well, light and dark markers. But before I do that, I'm actually going to add a bit of petal pink as well, because I like the look of multiple colours. So I'm going to basically lay down a layer of petal pink all the way. I'm making this up as I go along, so hopefully you find something valuable out of this. So there's some petal pink and petal pink on this one. I'm not being very... This image here with this rose has so much incredibly beautiful detail with all of the stippling the illustrator has created. So it's going to be really easy to give lots of different tonal variation to the flowers when I'm colouring it in, which is a great place to start if you're new to colouring. All right, I've got a couple more over here, a couple more over there. Now, here goes nothing. Let's try this. So I'm going to try the light Poppy Parade, I think, first. And using that information from the stippling, I'm going to go over those to add shadows. Okay. Shadows inside each of the petals. I probably should do one flower at a time, I think. It'll give me the best effect. And then I'll go back over the top of what I've coloured with the light petal pink to blend those colours together. Let's see what this looks like. And then I do want to add, just with the bullet tip of the blend, right on the line of each of the petals, just to add extra depth there. Really mark out where the petals are all. There we go. And with this one, just blend that in just a bit more. So lots of layering with using the stamping pens. And the beauty of that is that because they're alcohol markers, it just works so nicely. There we go. What do you think of that? Does that look okay? Hopefully. Right, where was I? Light one over here on this large flower. I'm using the brush tip because it lays down quite a fair bit of alcohol, which I think adds in the blending process. So again, just using all of the stippled detail there, and come back with my light petal pink to blend those colors, mix them up a bit more. This one probably dried out a bit quickly, which is why it is good to do, if you're really wanting to do really super blending, sometimes it's good to do one petal at a time to give it a lot more subtlety. Blends a whole lot better. Okay, and then I'll use the bullet tip of the dark red and draw just on the edges of those petals. You see how it just gives extra depth, just those really dark bits that the artist has already created for me, making it super easy. All those shadows. Oh yeah, and my light petal pink to blend that in just a bit more again. If I'd realised this is going to take so long, I would have. Anyway, hopefully you're getting something out of this. How's that looking? A little bit more realistic? Rightio. I love how when you just keep adding layers of colour, it seems to build up lovely intensity of shine and tone. It's sort of a jeweled look about it, I think. So, as I said, with the stamping blends, they're just so forgiving. That works so nicely just to create lovely. And look at the back. Look at all that lovely colour. All right. This one over here, let's try just doing the bullet point on the dark red and see how different it looks to the one that we've done with the Poppy Parade as well. Okay. How's the temperature where you are? Today, it is a heat wave day. It's incredibly hot and my poor hands are getting a bit sweaty and sticky. Hopefully it's okay where you are. And this one. For the little bud. So we've ended up with sort of apricot-y flowers because of the combination of the petal pink and the red. So it's ended up with a lovely blended tone. Much easier with the little buds to get that lovely blending happening because they're smaller. Drawing along those stippled lines that the artist has given me and then blending them back in again. Alright, now it's time for some leaves. And I've chosen for the leaves some Old Olive and Granny Apple Green. Okay, let's have a look. I'll lay down some colour with the lightest one first. And then add some Old Olive detail with the bullet tip. There's a little bit of light there. And was that the lightest one I used of that? Yep, it was. So then the darkest Granny Apple Green. Come back to blend in that Old Olive. There we go. How's that look? It's pretty amazing. You can see I'm a green girl. I love green. Alright, so there, and then the dark old olive with the bullet tip. And then the darker granny apple green to blend it in. And they come to life. Once more, the light, I'll use the bullet tip just to make it a bit quicker. The light granny apple green, I'll do 2 this time. Bullet tip dark old olive, right on that stippling where the artist has already put the detail for me, and then the dark granny apple green to blend the colour in. Just following what the artist has already done for me does make it a lot easier to put the lovely details in. And the other thing is, as we're doing this, I think it's making the actual rose pop a little bit more. Okay, covering up all those dark bits. Dark, yes, that's the one. And dark on this one. Let's have a look at what are these things, the leaves around the petals. There's a special name for them, calyx or something. That one. Okay. Here we go. This is a fun stamp set to colour. If you love colouring in, this is the one for you. Mind you, the stippling gives it such a lovely effect that even if you don't like colouring in, the actual image looks pretty amazing as it is. Rightio. Let's do 3 at the same time this time. Dark, colour up the stippling bits. Just where the stippling is, they've got that lovely detail. There we are. And then the dark granny apple green as well over the top. Blend it in a bit. And last of all, the other calyx on these ones over here. Oh, I've got a feeling that might have been a petal. Oh well. Luckily, it's only paper. And really, would anyone notice? Maybe yes, but anyway. Okay, so there's the rose, stippled rose. Isn't that beautiful? Beautifully, beautiful. That's a gorgeous image. Now, with those dies that we had before, there is one die, oops, that fits all the way around this rose perfectly. So we'll cut that out, bring in the little mini die cutting machine. So these dies, ooh, I'll have to trim that off the sides to go into my machine. I didn't think about that when I was doing it. So there we go. Put that there. And what I will do, what I've started doing, usually I just hope for the best. Can you see? Yep. Usually I'm a hope for the best person, but I do want this to turn out nicely, so I'm using some washi tape just to make sure it doesn't move. Make sure I get a beautiful die cut. There we go. And let's wind that through. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to knock you flying. Here we go. And pull that out. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? That's an amazing image. Okay, now put that on there. And best birthday wishes, which I'll just trim off here. And I was thinking, this is why my Mossy Meadow cardstock is here. I was thinking maybe I could put some of these little die cut leaves underneath, peeking out from underneath my rose. So my piece will fit both of those. So let's die cut them and we'll see how that looks when we do it. So pop you in there. That's how big my scrap is. So, oops. Put my lid on there. Always protect your wheel with the lid. There we go. 1, 2, 3. It's so lovely that you could join me today and that you're still here, those who are here. As you would know, I haven't tried these dies yet before. But look, they have this extra little detail. Isn't that cute? Pop that out there. And what does this one look like? Oh, I like that. And the magic of die cutting, especially leafy things, they're so useful for so many things. It looks like I'm being a bit rough with this, doesn't it? Okay. There we are. Right, so I know I'm going to put this layer on this, so I may as well stick that and get that sorted and out of the way. So some of our Stippled Roses, oh, it's not called Stippled Roses, but it's something like Stippled designer paper, free from Sale-a-bration. Put a couple of dimensionals on the back of that. And put that on the front of my card. Oops. Now, my roses like this. Do I add this underneath and this underneath? I'm not sure if I like those both or whether I just like it plain. Best birthday wishes. I am going to use, for this best birthday wishes, some of our foam strips. I really like the long strips for greetings and whatnot. Oh, that one looks like it's been cut. Makes it easy to stick it on because it's nice and long, ready to go. So, do I go plain with best birthday wishes over the top, or do I add extra leaves underneath? You know what? I think I like it plain, actually. I think I do. I think I like the simplicity. And do I want to cover up my roses? There. Oh, what I could do is snip it. Best birthday wishes. Oh, I better cut my best a bit better. Okay. Best birthday wishes. I don't know what to do. I like to be, nope, I like it plain. So that's what I'm going to do. This is a very plain card for you. Let's the beautiful roses be center stage. There we go. Lovely Roses, and then Best Birthday Wishes. I want that best over a bit. Might be too late. Let's stick the birthday over a bit. Oh, thank you for approving my plain decision. Thank you very, very much. There, best birthday wishes. But, oh, let's put some bling on though. Gotta have bling. So nice and plain. And these are the red and green adhesive back pearls. And I'm going to thank you so much for your lovely words. Add some red pearls just around my, look at me going randomly right in the middle of all those pearls around my flower. And we forgot to do the bit inside. If you've got plenty of time, I'll just colour these in as well if you're happy to stay and watch. I do like how that turned out. You're right, plain is good. Now, what did we do here? We did petal pink, lay down some colour with petal pink. These ones should be easier because they're nice small images. And the dark real red on the stippling, on all where all the stippling goes, using that lovely detail that the artist has given us. And then come back with my petal pink blend again and just blend all those colours in, and the extra layers of the petal pink add that lovely depth. Oh, look at that, pretty, pretty, pretty. And this one, petal pink. Laid down some lovely colour. Add some real red detail. Just on all of those lines that the artist has put there for me. And add another layer of petal pink over the top and blend those colours in. It's magical how the alcohol just makes the colour move around and blend and bleed together. I do think I do a better job with green than the other colours though. That's probably because I'm biased towards green. Okay, some granny apple green. And a little bit of old olive on the stippling. And a bit more granny apple green to blend it in. Okay, and the last little bit over here. Now I'll just put a little bit of dark granny apple green. We don't need all that extra detail. I do need some more petal pink on this one though. Found some white bits. And a bit more blending that needs to take place. There we go. Now I wanted to put an extra bit of designer series paper on the inside, oops, of my card. I think it looks a bit plain. So I'm thinking I might get, did I have a scrap of red here somewhere? A little bit of red, tiny little bit of red. And stick that underneath there just to lift it a little bit. So I put a little bit of seal there, line that up on my real red piece. Because I didn't measure my cardstock, I just chopped a bit. There we go. And put seal over both of them. and then pop my designer series paper right on the edge there. Put that on my early espresso backing piece. Put that inside my card. I like the colours of the Pool Party and the reds and the petal pink. They look very nice. I'm usually not super confident with mixing lots of colours together, but I do think that looks lovely. There you go. Stippled Roses and Stippled Roses dies and the Stippled Designer Series paper all coming in January. How exciting is that? There you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for sticking with me and getting excited for January. That's my first card out of the new catalogue, the new mini catalogue. So welcome to the very first one. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye for now. See you next time.